What's up, y'all? It's time for KO Talk. Campfire Chat, fam.
KO TV shit.
We have a few questions. Just gonna run through them. Hopefully you guys learned something. If not, we can't be held responsible. One of the FAQs that we've gotten is how we kind of fell into this, how did we start, what our motivation was, and things of that nature. But as far as that, I'm gonna go ahead and let Brian start.
I remember really just being at HQ at Matt's house, and we would be watching off-road YouTube videos, just videos on YouTube of like people off-roading, overlanding, camping, kind of living on the land a little bit. It's pretty dope, and it's not something that, you know, we really do. We're mostly like city boys, you know, we some city boys.
City boy, city boy.
We go out to the wilderness and kick it. It's a vibe.
Hence the name Kinda Outside.
Right.
You know, that, again, like when it comes to origin, coming from people of our background and our ethnicity, like this wasn't a huge thing where we came from. So I'm gonna speak for myself here, but like I feel like we're a little bit like on the trailblazer side of things when it comes to this, because like you're not seeing people that look like us do these kinds of things like on the regular. So we just wanted to go ahead and document it, like normalize it a little bit, make it like more easily digestible.
A lot of people think that you need like a lot of expensive camping equipment, cooking material, like different things like that. And we're just showing that you really don't need to have all that. You can go out with things that you can get at your local hardware store or convenience store, Walmart, that type deal. I remember when I first started camping, I'll tell people, yeah, I'm going out camping. There may not be any phone service. And people are like, are you crazy? Like, like why would you even do that? And I'm like over here talking about like, yeah, I just like the way the air is out there. It's just fresh. You don't realize it until you're out in the mountains that how quiet things can be.
Almost busted my ass. I think it's the only one.
Where y'all going? Y'all trying to go back already? Scared asses.
And like how loud things are when you're back home, you don't even realize that the trains or sirens going off. It's crazy.
What is it that we feel like we absolutely need out here? What is one thing that you feel like when we are out here you absolutely cannot go without?
I think that's a little tough one. You know, there's a lot of things. I don't have a specific one thing that I would say that like I absolutely need, but I think one thing that is really important that's going to change your experience of what camping is basically shelter. If you have really good shelter, your experience is going to feel more like you're just outside within the elements, you're connecting with nature, but then you also have the ability to kind of go into your own area and have a place where you can kind of be like home base, right? You can reset, change, sleep, anything. But if you have good shelter, then it crosses off a lot of the boxes.
First thing I ever got to go camping was a tent, and I still have it to this day. I still use it. It's this yellow North Face 2-person tent, and I probably used it during every season, and it's always had me right. So like that's definitely something I've always needed. Every time I've went out into the wilderness to like camp anywhere, I've always had that tent with me.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, BioLite. Let me tell you why. As much as I love the OG fire pit feel, you can have your above ground fire. It's not really disturbing anything. If your battery you don't even need the battery, honestly. But if that battery is charging, you're able to have that fan going. You don't need much wood to kind of get it started. So even in the summer months, it gets cold. So being able to stay warm is going to be crucial, and you can cook on it.
What else we got?
So next question we got, our preferred destination. As you can see right now, we're at the beach. In our previous videos, we've been in the mountains. Personally, I'm gonna go ahead and say mountain. I feel like we get the best views. I really enjoy seeing mountain lakes and things of that nature. You get a little bit more biodiversity. You get to see cooler plants and animals and things like that.
I'm not trying to like disagree with everything, but I agree because, because I don't know, I feel like there's just a certain peace that comes with going to George Washington National Forest, Shenandoah, the mountain area. Like it's just so nice and quiet. We joke about it. It's like there ain't no laws there, but you know, there's laws. But it's just like you're just like out there. So it's just so freeing. I just really enjoy that, you know. So I'd probably say the mountains too.
I'll say mountains too. But the only thing that I thought was different this time, I was able to drift. That experience alone was just enough for me to say the beach.
Okay.
So you could do it in the mud, but I think my car just got better traction, or it just looked a lot better being able to drive out here in the stands. In regards to everything, you know, they said in the sense of biodiversity, you know, you're seeing all different types of creatures, animals, and you know, it's more disconnected, I'd say. You'd be able to really understand, you know, your problems in the real world aren't really the problems you think they are once you're out there.
All right, go ahead.
How many more people have we seen out here than when we're, you know, up at Flagpole
That's
or
true.
something like that,
I
you know?
mean, yeah, there's been times where we're out there and we're like the only people there.
Like right now, we're parked across like a lot from each other. We have a little plot of grass, a picnic table, a barbecue grill.
Another thing that I like
You good, Aaron?
about being out here is that we don't have to worry about rocks or like giant boulders, so you can really send it out here. You'll see in the video, we're sending it out here, and yeah, we can't do that much in the mountains. It's just very rocky terrain, but yeah, no, it's super fun out here. What we wish we knew before we started camping.
Yeah, I think I wish I knew where to start as opposed to like kind of jumping in, wanting to be having all the coolest stuff, doing all the coolest things without having that base knowledge and like the fundamentals and having like the core pieces of equipment, you know, such as like I just bought a sleeping bag, I just bought a tent, I bought some like stuff for the back of my car, like, you know, an axe even. Like if you're not able to cut wood down and make firewood for yourself, how are you gonna stay warm at night like without buying it?
We're global, we got kind of outside.
Shout out KOTV.
We had a bunch of designers. We had to go to a wholesaler. Shout out Song Wholesaler. They're in Maryland. We went through a bunch of different materials, a bunch of different hats. We knew we wanted trucker hats, but we didn't know like the exact hats like to pick, because until you look at it, there's like 5 different types of trucker hats made by 5 different brands. One of the things that I was so anal about, very particular about was sorry, Paul. Something I was very serious about was like the shape of the hat. Like I'm a big hat guy, Neb's a big hat guy, I'm a big hat guy. Like one of the main things, like I don't want a chunky, big squidbilly trucker hat on my head. So like I just wanted a good fit, man. I'm very particular with my hat, so I wanted to be particular with like what we give out to like our viewers.
We only want to make sure that our name is attached to like the highest quality of things, because we know that anybody that's watching these videos and getting merch from us is locked in.
Yeah.
We are so
grateful.
so locked in, so grateful for y'all. We only want to give y'all the best, which is why we took our time with this. What is y'all favorite KO moment so far?
I would say my favorite KO moment was our second episode. It was storming so bad, and you know, it was probably the most miserable moment for anybody else other than us. But I think the way we interact with each other, the way we move with each other, I think we make the best out of any situation. And I think that's what our personalities are. It's like we're actually like go-lucky, like just happy people. Life throws curveballs at you every single day, and I think when we're out in, you know, nature, there's curveballs every single moment. And I think it's more like being adaptable, and you know, it's storming so bad, we're making music videos, cooking smoked salmon, and you know, drinking whiskey and having a blast. And I thought
We're eating like 5-star meals out in the most miserable weather.
Y'all tell us in the comments below.
Yeah.
What's your favorite KO moment? Because, I mean, as you can see, we're having a little bit of trouble deciding between ourselves. So curious to see what y'all have to say too.
I mean, I really love going to Rouse Creek. That might be my memorable moment, because I just feel like it was memorable because we all learned something that day. Like I've never been there before. You know, I've been, you know, going camping off-roading for a little bit, and I learned something from that. So I really fucked with that shit. That was a memorable moment for me.
I don't even know if we were officially making KO videos at this time. It was like less than a month after I got my car. We were in Northern Virginia in a residential neighborhood, mind you. I was so gung-ho about getting my car and putting it into 4-wheel drive, trying to figure out what it was all about. It had just rained for like maybe 2 or 3 days prior to. Definitely not something that we should have been doing. It was super stupid. I wouldn't recommend doing it. I probably won't do it again. But huge mud pits that we tried driving through, and actually Neb ended up getting stuck and broke his, what was it?
I'm gonna say this now to the world.
Yeah.
I destroyed my drive shaft. I mean, but look at this though. If you have an older car, especially a Jeep, it's not about
PSA.
if you do it, it's about when you do it. You know, people were telling me, I took my car to the shop, people were telling me I destroyed my axle. I need a new axle. Alright? I need a new transfer case. Everybody's saying random shit. I seen that shit on YouTube. We seen that on YouTube. And we diagnosed it. We took it to the Jeep dealership. And they said it's your drive shaft. They replaced it. And then you see us doing all this crazy stuff.
We had to leave your whip there and go to Home Depot, get some recovery straps, and pull that shit out.
My favorite KO experience is just like learning how resilient we are in all sorts of situations. I really can't imagine us in too many situations where it's like we are completely screwed, right? Like we have a big enough brains, good enough equipment, strong enough vehicles, and like willpower that like we will get out of just about anything.
You ready for Crawler Ridge? Just end this day on a good one?
I'm just trying to fucking finish this shit, bro.
This whole thing, this whole process, journey, like honestly, it doesn't matter what you call it. It's just been learning. It's been a learning experience across the board. Like Brian, like we said, Brian was kind of the first one to spearhead this whole thing. We've kind of followed suit a little bit, and we've just been able to learn so much along the way that like I don't think we would have been able to do by ourselves. This is very much a group effort, and like I know for me, I can't do this shit without y'all boys.
I couldn't imagine making all these moves and all these trips with anyone else besides my bros. And yeah, it's we overcome everything. Like nothing really
So far.
Like, for real. Another thing too, I want to pay homage to my guy Miner. Like not a lot of people.
Shout out Miner.
Miner was like somebody who put me onto a lot of things. You seen Miner in our last episode? Yeah, he had a little bit of a wild situation. Yeah, we got some clips, man. He was sending that shit, bro. So you'll see that in the video too, bro. Shout out Miner.
Just to kind of close out a little bit is, I really like that sentiment of like, we have not had any situation that went south. You know, like every trip has different things, right? There's always some issues that you don't foresee coming. It happens. But I think, like Matt said, it was like the camaraderie and like the friendship and the brotherhood that we have here. All I'm saying is if you want to know somebody who they truly are, take them camping for a day. I promise you'll know every single detail about them, how it is when they're versus. Like I'm talking about if you are saying I need to marry this girl, you take her camping. The good, the bad, the ugly. And then she starts getting mean. Hey. You gotta go back to her. You gotta stop it. You gotta throw it away.
This KO counselor.
Look, if you want to know what anybody's about, take them camping 3 days. You'll know everything they're about, right? That's all you do. You'll know everything they're about. It's a little windy. They start bitching. You know they're gonna start bitching when it's hot. Yeah. You know what I mean?